These are beautiful guns. Yeah, the surplus wood really does it for me. It's just incredible, and there's so much surplus Yugoslavian wood out there. It just looks so good. We're here at Riley Defense. The first time we're ever going to have these fine people at Kalash Bash. I'm super excited, so we want to come show some of the new hotness. Everyone at SHOT Show is talking about some products at this booth, especially in the AK world. It's a big deal right now. I'm here with Ramsey.
Yes.
It's very nice to meet you, sir.
Nathan, good to meet you as well.
You're showing me some things that I don't know many people have actually seen up close,
Yes,
so I want to talk about the forgings and then some of the cool guns that you have on the wall.
Absolutely. We'll start with the forgings first. So basically, this is a trunnion. We start with a forging. 30 minutes later, on a CNC, we have a trunnion. Send it out to get it heat treated, and bring it back into the shop and start assembling. We also forge the bolt carriers.
The carrier is forged.
It's forged. Wow. It's a
Wow.
complete forging. Same thing. This takes about 32 minutes, I believe, on a CNC to finish off. Once it's finished off, same thing. It goes to heat treat and then comes back in for finishing.
Here's the bolts.
Also the bolt. Start with a forging, and after 3 processes later, it becomes a completed bolt. This is not complete yet, but just wanted to show part of the process. What we have new, what we started doing a few weeks ago.
This is so special.
Yes, the 308s, and I know a lot of the AK enthusiasts love this kind of stuff. These were actual battlefield pickup rifles. We got the kits, we put a torque receiver on them.
Very high quality receiver.
Absolutely, and Ben makes amazing stuff. 4150 nitrided barrel. We put our trigger components in and a pistol grip to make him 922R compliant. So minimum parts just to make him legal. And most of these guns, not all, we don't sell them as matching numbers, but most of them are matching numbers. And then when we put them together, we go back and re-blue the entire thing, and the wood gives it the character, but the finish is still pretty nice and new on the rest of the gun. And
they're beautiful. I mean, even like this would have been, it would have been blued back in the day factory. The finish is beautiful. I love the beat up wood out of a parts kit. I love it.
You will find some of them, depending on what, some of them will have like a little bit of Arabic writing on them. Some of them will have trench work on them.
We love trench art.
These are the original magazines. They work very good with the milled receivers, and they will also work on other receivers as well too.
And look at it, and it's so correct. Everything is so correct on this gun.
And they also feature the bayonet lug, which is pretty cool in my opinion.
Yes.
And then they have the cleaning rods. A lot of the new stuff doesn't have the cleaning rods or the bayonet lug. Night sights as well too.
So cool.
And like I said, very cool piece of history.
These
amazing
gas blocks
guns.
are so cool. The 3-setting gas block. You can actually turn your gas up and down.
Yep. We did also get a few. We found a few RPK kits as well too, which we turned into guns as well too.
I haven't even seen pictures of this, but this is so cool.
Very few. It's essentially the same gun, just in an RPK format. Very few. They're a pain to build because our fixtures are built, like when we press hydraulically, everything. Having this in the way is very hard, so we have to do them by hand on these particular ones.
I've heard a lot of gunsmiths say the same thing about putting RPKs together with their fixtures.
Yes, absolutely. And then our latest and greatest is going to be the Krink. This is, I've reverse engineered this thing a few years ago, but we never had, with the hype after COVID and so on, we never had a chance to produce them. But we tooled up for the entire thing and finally got it made. We changed a few things than the ones on the market. We kind of narrowed this a little bit for positive grip, smoothened this a little bit, angled this part. And what we've done also with the hinge cover, so we sell parts as well too. So let's say you want this part, but you don't want to buy a dust cover. So we made this part adapt to an AKM dust cover. So we made a channel in it right here and right here. This way it goes over the ribs, and then you don't have to buy a special dust cover for it. You just use your AKM dust cover.
So if someone had an incomplete Krink kit they paid a ton of money for, but that's all they were missing.
Yes, and we did that on purpose because in the old days, I wanted a gas block, and I had to go to a gun broker and pay $350 just for the gas block. Same thing with this. I had to wait until somebody was, parting off one of their cranks and buy the cover as well too. Although I had extra cover, so that just kind of ticked me off. And I was like, you know what? Next time I redraw this, I'm gonna make it to where you could use an AKM less cover. It'll come with an extended magazine release button as well too. It's about a 1/4 inch longer for easier magazine changes. Bolt hold open, just like our other guns as well too. And it'll come in 3 flavors.
On the folding stock here, are you using a 4.5 or a 5.5?
Oh, yeah, it's a very good question. It's a 4.5 millimeter pin. I like to stick with the 4.5 because it gives you a little bit more thickness right here on the hinge itself. So I think it makes it a little stronger if you drop it or
I think there's more aftermarket support for the 4.5.
Absolutely, and it's more common. Absolutely more common. And on the inside, it's got it's an exact replica of the original. So it's a 16 millimeter gas tube, and this is reduced as well too to accept so that it goes into the gas tube. And chrome line piston as well too.
Very nice.
And it's going to come in 3 flavors: 762 by 39, 545 by 39, which is sitting in the showcase upstairs in the new product. That's a 545. It's a true Krink. And then hopefully in the next 2 months, 556 by 45.
That would be exciting, just with the current state of ammo.
Absolutely, and it's fun. A lot of people I think have ARs and have 556 ammo laying around, so it would be fun to go to the range with just one type of ammo as opposed to 2. And they're widely available as well too.
So I can just the way you talk, I can tell you're a true AK guy. Like I know you really like this stuff.
I like AKs a little bit, yes.
How did you get into this business?
Since I was a kid, I've been around guns. And I like to build them. I like to fix cars, work on guns. I'm a mechanical engineer by trade, so I love this kind of stuff. I've always been, since I was a kid, I've gone hunting, fishing. I love the outdoors, and I love guns. And I truly believe in the Second Amendment as well too. So that's why we did what we did. I'm a firm believer in the Second Amendment, and I am a firm believer in people owning guns, responsibly, of course.
It's cool to hear the passion in your voice. I eat, sleep, and breathe AKs, and it's funny to nerd out with someone at that same. You're clearly at a level above me, but
no.
It's just nice knowing that people like you are at Riley geeking out about this stuff.
People like you as well too, because people like you also gave us the feedback. A lot of the customers will call and say, hey, what if you added this, or what if you added that? And it was actually cool, and we take every criticism as constructive. I'm like, okay, can we make it? Can we not make it? Can we make it better? Can we not? And that gave us a lot of cool ideas. That feedback gave us a lot of cool ideas that we were able to implement and make these things happen, like the notches and the selectors, the extended magazine release. So whatever people complained about on the original design of the AK, we were like, okay, how can we make it better? Can we make it better? And if so, yes, let's do it.
What would someone expect to pay for one of the Krinks when they do hit the market?
These are going to be very competitive, very, very competitive, because I think Arsenal is the only one that makes these, and I think they're about $2,700-$2,800.
Very expensive.
These are going to be about, this setup right here with the fake can is going to be about $1,399.
Whoa.
So it's, there's low margins in them, but we want to get them going.
We've been talking about this a bunch. There's a lot of new people that DM me all the time. New guys are getting into AKs and they see how expensive they are now. The ammo is expensive, and rare variants like this are completely untouchable to a young person trying to get into this. This is completely attainable.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're going to have 3 different variants of them. So the first variant will be a pistol format, and we will have the holes in the back, so you could do your own attachments, whether it's a brace or a telescoping minimalist style.
Right. I know. Stock. I believe there's a whole bunch of ace attachments, all different types of stocks for this bolt pattern here.
100%. It's not a true Krink, but it's everything else is hinge cover. The carrier is the same. Everything's the same. 4-piece muzzle brake with the chrome funnel. So that would be the entry, so to speak, level. This will retail around $950.
That's an incredible price point for a Krink.
Absolutely. The next one is going to be obviously not an SBR, but it'll be this piece right here, less That's the stock, and we will have a little plug in the back. So whenever people get their tax stamp, they can knock out the pen.
And could they buy the stock from you separately later?
Yes, they can. Or they could get even the plastic stubs. Some people like the plastic stocks. They could attach them to it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, the plastic 100s
Yes,
here.
I like the metal one. I think it makes it look a little bit more badass. Excuse my French, but and then you can wrap your paracords on them.
The triangle folders, that's as cool as it gets.
It is the classic, So that will be the second entry, and then of course the one with the fake can. Once you get your tax stamp, all you got to do is just drill it, knock the can out. It's threaded. You take it out, and then put a muzzle brake on it, and you're good to go.
I feel like that's how I would buy it, just so I have the stock already.
And I think from a manufacturing standpoint, and having like different states having different laws and so on and so forth, and we're gonna try to figure out how to do a configuration for California as well too, because I know these things are not legal there, but we're gonna probably put weld the interior so that this does not open anymore.
Sure.
And then if they leave out of state, they could just cut it and just buy the little latch and take out the can, and they're good to go. Right now it's a rifle, and that's what it's considered to be. This is pretty cool, and this used to be a plain polymer entry-level AK, and then J-Max sent us this. We asked to get this from them. We just wanted to show people that, hey, you could take your plain vanilla standard AK and turn it into something really cool and tactical like this, because that's one of the questions that we get all the time. What kind of furniture can I put on it? What can I do to it? Some people don't like the original look, especially the young guys. So this is what you can do to an AK to modernize it a little bit.
I personally feel like we're in the absolute best of times for AK aftermarket. This was not possible 10 years ago. Nothing like this existed.
And honestly, what they have done with the fit and finish, and I mean, everything just dropped in perfectly here. If you take a look at it, they've done actually a very, very good job, and I'm really proud of them. Because a lot of people want this. A lot of people are not purists. Me personally, I like the wood. I like it to be the way it is. But a lot of people, I have cousins that took out their AKs, and that's what they want on their AKs, and it's good to have options, to do whatever you like to do.
Sure, and the competitive AK scene is booming right now. So to have good, rock solid optic mounting options, and I know that this particular MMS clamps the barrel so far back that nothing touches the barrel from this point forward.
That is correct.
It's nice. It doesn't affect accuracy at all. It's such a beautiful AK, and it looks really good on your guns.
Absolutely.
Very nice.
Absolutely.
I remember when no one was making 545s over the past 2 years, Riley consistently kept them on the shelves.
Absolutely, and we were, I think, the first to make them as well too. The 545s, we came up with those, and 545 is, I love 545s. I think once you shoot 545, you don't want to shoot anything.
It spoils
else.
you.
And I know a lot of people are going to get pissed at me for saying this. No, it's the 7.62, but they hardly have any kicks. I'm getting too old, so I can't take the beating like I used to. 545 is definitely good, and hopefully the ammo will become available once things settle over in Europe, a little bit with the wars and stuff. Then ammo will be available again, and it's a pretty cool round too.
It's the best round. I absolutely love it. It's such a shame that it's so rare and expensive now, but to me, it's hard to beat the classic lines of a fixed stock. Me personally, 90-degree gas block, just the original fixed stock 74 to me with wood is about as beautiful as an AK can get. And it looks beautiful. You've done such a good job, and you kept them on the shelves when no one else would.
Absolutely.
So it's so cool.
Thank you. We appreciate that. And this model is the only model that we actually offer the chrome line barrel on, is the 74. And we did that back in the day because there was a lot of corrosive ammo still on the market. And so we chrome lined them. Everything else is nitrided, and I like the nitride too. Like, I know a lot of people might disagree a little bit, but the nitriding has proven to be
it's more accurate in my experience.
A very good option, and so I enjoy it.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
It's nice. It's refreshing to hear the passion from someone behind the manufacturing of these AKs. And for those of you coming to Kalash Bash, if you want to meet Riley in person and shoot some of their guns and meet the people behind the company that are clearly just as passionate as we are, come on out and meet them. And thank you again for your time, and I hope you have an awesome SHOT Show.
Thank you so much, Clayton. I appreciate it.
Yes,
and thank you guys. I really appreciate your efforts.
Thank you. We'll see you guys next time.